And back in studio with us today is Tyler Morrison, here to talk about an upcoming event. But first, thanks for coming.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's great to be back.
It's always great to have you here.
As you can see, I'm a little bit more toned up than the last time I was here. I've been hitting the gym pretty hard, getting swole. Just getting tired of the, what I like to call the deadbeat dad bod. It's just pure neglect.
Oh,
I had
you
to
look
get.
fantastic.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I went on a new no alcohol diet. I've already lost 20 friends, and I think I'm ready for the summer.
Well, on
Finally.
that note, see, this is one of the reasons why I love having you come here, because you always make me laugh. And speaking of laughter, we have an amazing, really awesome show coming up. So let's talk about this. What's happening? What do we got?
Okay, so we got the Cottage Country Comedy Festival. It's coming back to Muskoka August 24th and 25th. We have shows in Bracebridge both nights, and also Gravenhurst on the 25th. So in Bracebridge on the 24th, which is a Thursday, we have John Moses, who's a headliner from New York City. He's coming all the way up to do a small, like, intimate kind of club show, which is very cool. It's the right place to see the guy. You come Thirsty Judge is where it is. It's just right on the main street in Bracebridge. Perfect little spot for comedy. It feels like you're in a little club, and you can drink beers there and have a good time.
Nice.
So we're doing that show. And then the Friday, we're doing, we've never done this before, but we're doing a cottage comedy cruise on board the Winona, which should be really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. It's going to be the best of Yuck Yucks, and it's featuring Keith Pedro, who just did Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud, taping it just for laughs, and myself. I'll be on it too. So yeah, you don't want to miss that. It's going to be a pretty cool experience. If you've never been out on the Winona or any of the steamships, that's something that you want to do. I think a lot of people, you live up here and you just don't actually get out and experience the lakes because you're just doing your own thing. But this is the opportunity to get out there and have some fun, and it's something you don't want to miss.
Rain or shine, right?
Absolutely, rain or
Awesome.
shine. So it's going to be, you can, and there's going to be a cash bar on the boat too, so you can party there as well. And everything's on cottagecomedy.com, or you can get your tickets for that one at realmuskoka.com.
Oh,
Just
okay.
call them up and order, your tickets there. They're $59.99, which is pretty cool. It includes your show and the cruise all together.
Wow, that's really great.
Yeah. And then also we have a very limited seating available for this, but it's Jeff McEnery at Pasta Tree and Smokehouse in Bracebridge, and that's a 9 o'clock show on the Friday, the 25th as well. And he's been featured on Letterkenny, which is the big show right now.
It's a great
Jeff
show.
was on the first episode of Letterkenny, super funny cameo there, and he's been on Just for Laughs. He won the Great Canadian Laugh Off Yuck Yucks $25,000 competition. One of the premier comics in this country. Absolutely, if you get a chance to see Jeff, try and get in and see him, because it's going to be so fun.
So, so this Cottage Comedy Festival, like, do they all, when you're booking these guest comedians to come on, do they all have something in common? Is there like a theme associated with it? Lack of a better term, but how do you look for these guys to come on?
We try and keep it a little bit diverse, but it's honestly funny is funny. Like if you're hilarious to me and I see that you're killing, like I'm out and doing lots of shows myself, so I see who's really bringing the heat. If you're someone that people don't want to follow as a comic, that's who I want at my festival. I mean, and we're always looking for young up-and-coming talent. We have some really funny young up-and-coming acts that are going to be also doing spots at the festival. People like a guy named John Moston, who's from Scotland. Rebecca Reeds, who's from Lindsay, Ontario, very funny comic as well. And Erica Eller, we just saw her at the Humber College Comedy Program. They have their industry show every year. And I always try and book some comedians out of that, because I think it's a great opportunity to get them around some of the best comedians in the world. It like kind of elevates their confidence, and they see, kind of what the next level is. And we have a great relationship with Humber. They've been a sponsor of our festival ever since we started, and I went to the Humber program. And actually, if you look at who's in it, like Jeff McEnery, who's headlining the one show, he was an alumni of Humber College, and Keith Pedro as well. So they've churned out a whole bunch of great comics, and we're very happy to have the relationship that we do with them. And seeing who's coming out of their program, and we work with them to to help keep that confidence growing with the young comics too.
And I mean, also too, like this Cottage Comedy Festival, and just to remind folks, visitors and residents who are watching this and don't really know too much about Cottage Comedy Fest. I mean, it's an opportunity even, and I know you do this. You make a point to help local comedians, Canadians, or even local Parry Sound Muskokans as well to have this opportunity and that outlet to kind of show their stuff, even through the program at Humber, right? So
yeah, there isn't a lot of local stand-up comics, but if you are a local stand-up comic, send me a message, because I mean, like right now, there's I know in the Toronto or Ottawa circuit, Greg Houston's from Bracebridge, and we've had him up at the festival before. But there just isn't that many people in Muskoka that are doing it. But outside, you know, like we're very supportive of up and coming Canadian talent for sure. I try and keep it as Canadian as possible. I think that's important. John Moses, who's based out of New York City, he's actually from Toronto too. So it's not like you know, we're going too far outside of Canada. We like to, you know, bring homegrown talent, because I think the homegrown talent, there isn't a lot of things that you can get exposure with in Canada. There really isn't. If you look at what comedy program there is out there on TV, there's only about, you know, I think there's 3 festivals that are televised, and then you have, you know, a handful of other like really fun festivals in different cities. But for us to create work and opportunity for our own is great in Canada.
And is it and now with your connection with the Humber program, this is like I know we've talked about a little bit about this before, but you also try to give opportunities for those students or those graduates to come and get their feet wet as well.
Yeah,
right?
That's what I was just saying. The two Erica Eller, who we just saw her at their industry show, and we booked her right into the festival from the industry show. So she's, I mean, from watching so many comedians, it was really, really exciting for me to watch her perform, because this is a young comedian with such a strong viewpoint and narrative, and just hitting hard with great jokes. Like, I've been waiting for that type of comedian to come along. So I'm excited to see how she does at the festival. I think she'll do very well with the talent that we've brought up. So. And
I guess before we just wrap up today, I just wanted to see what can we look forward to next from you coming into the fall.
Well, I mean, I got a whole bunch of small little cesspools that I'm going into. Okay, no, some whole bunch of small town shows that I'm rocking. Well, I'm doing Windsor. That's not a small town. Windsor's always a good time. We always have a party there. That's the Comedy Quarry, headlining that club early September. Then I'm gonna do Saskatoon. I got like 4 shows in Saskatoon, I believe. It's gonna be I'm doing Prince Albert and then Saskatoon. So the Yuck Yucks in Saskatoon, and then there's a comedy crawl where they bring people on party buses, and you go from venue to venue.
Oh, that's awesome.
And there's going to be a roast and a stand-up show. So I'm going to be on that. And that was something another comedian named Miles Morrison, who's from out there, no relation, just names sound very similar. Miles and I, we were talking, and at our festival one year, we did do a party bus tour and stuff, and he wanted to do it out there, so he's bringing me out to do that. So that should be fun. And then, yeah, I got like Thunder Bay and Belleville, and
wow, you're all over.
You know, just a big rodeo.
Well, it is always fun to have you on it. So let's remind folks again when the festival is and where they can get their tickets for each or all of the shows.
Absolutely. So the festival is August 24th and 25th. You can get your tickets to the 24th in Bracebridge at Thirsty Judge. They're available there, or you can go on our website, cottagecomedy.com. That'll give you all the info for all the shows. The 25th is the cruise in Gravenhurst, so you don't want to miss that on the Winona. And you get your tickets at realmuskoka.com, or you just go to our website. It'll direct you to where you need to go. And then on the 25th as well in Bracebridge, the Pasta Tree and Smokehouse. Again, there's very few tickets available for this, but if you are looking to do that, it's going to be dinner and show and Jeff McEnery. So you go to cottagecomedy.com, get you all the info. There's another show I got coming up I want to plug. This weekend, my best friend Wade Dabrowski is getting married, and I'm emceeing it, so that's going to be one heck of a show. I was just telling my wife I love Wade and his wife or his soon-to-be wife so much that I might cry at their wedding. And she was mad because she's like, "You didn't even cry at our wedding." I said, "That's because I only cry tears of joy." So.
Wow.